Brothers and sisters, good morning.
Good morning.
I, for one, believe that a life without a certain amount of prayer and reflection is a wasted life. One that is somehow set congruently to remain shallow and superficial, and one potentially left, unfortunately, unexplored and undervalued. Now, when I say this, it's not because I read it in some textbook somewhere, but it's come personally out of my own experience of life with the passing of days and of seasons. You see, we can live life only on the surface, never really discovering who we really are. Or we can do something that is quite the alternative, something extraordinary. We can begin to live what is called an intentional life. And an intentional life readily leads us to awaken to a new reality, a larger reality, an eternal reality. Living life intentionally causes us to think deeply and to search diligently, to calculate, to observe, to listen, to stretch both our inquisitive minds as well as the boundaries of our heart. We do this best through the avenues of prayer, self-awareness, self-examination. There are substantial benefits, for it causes us to fully engage at every level of our being, spiritually, cognitively, intellectually, emotionally. You see, the practice of mindfulness in intentional life requires us not only to be alert, but makes us more fully alive, watchful, aware, and conscious. Now, I tell you this not because I want you to be just like me. That might be quite boring, perhaps even tragic. And it would further ruin my own image of being unique, one of a kind. No, I'd rather you be like the spiritual author Matthew Kelly puts it, the best image of yourself that you could possibly be. That in itself is what the intentional life is all about. Would it not somehow change our often narrow focus of things? You see, I've had the experience in learning over time that to love someone is to wish nothing other than the very best for them. Loving is a two-sided gift that is opened at both ends. And that brings us to the gospel we hear today, where Jesus tells us, for the simple reason that he loves us and wants the best for us. He tells us what we need to hear. And this, is it not the underlying premise that is presented, pertinent to our understanding today? Calling each of us to be watchful, to be alert, attentive. Now, there are various reasons why this might be important, but seriously, why it pertains to us personally in our own life is a question we ourselves must answer. Let's admit it. Sometimes we're way too busy with often, well, not so important matters. And this really is something for reflection and prayer. And what a better time to do it than during Advent. You see, in the grand scope of things, what really is more important than our relationship with God? Now think about it. Think about it consciously. To awaken to God in the morning, to live life in the Spirit of God during the day, and to reside with God as we seek restful sleep is truly nothing but a blessing. If we're honest with ourselves, there exists deep within us this unquestionable, holy longing for God. On the other hand, let's not forget God's relentless longing for us, proven in many ways, such as the blessings received, such as the Eucharist that he provides, where his love is present. You see, life truly is for each and every one of us full of distractions, pitfalls, noise, even serious obstacles, twists and turns, which can possibly be disastrous for our well-being. Therefore, life, it's way too short not to stay attentive. You know, in other words, we're called to cautiously expect the unexpected. Namely, this is the case which Jesus highlights, awaiting God to show up at any time. You see, really, the two-sided gift of Christmas is when we truly understand that God desires to be present and available to us, here and now and always. You see, God will show up. The question is, will we? Amen.